I'm coming to you from sunny South Florida again. Today, at the time of this recording, will be March 4th, 2025. And now, today's topic is going to be on JavaGhost. So, Unit 42 wrote a blog. The blog was actually posted on the Unit 42 website at paloaltonetworks.com, and they were talking about a cloud security item of choice, and so this is something that piqued my interest. I started looking into it some more and found it wildly fascinating. I looked over on Twitter actually, and I saw that Nick Fricchetti over at the Hacking the Cloud website. If you've never seen that website before, it's hackingthe.cloud. I know that sounds very odd, but that wiki kind of goes through different ways of attacking cloud environments. And he posted about this JavaGhost thing as well. So I decided to take a look at it, and I found it really kind of something up my alley. A couple things about this blog post that I think you should key in on. So the first thing is that they talk about persistence, or the ability for them not to be detected by not using any of the common or commonly used API calls that the Amazon SDK will have when you try to figure out who you are. So the most obvious one, if you've never seen this, is the Amazon AWS get caller identity call. So if you do it AWS STS, S is in Sam, T is in Thomas, S is in Sam. I know I mumble. But you do that call, and you do get dash caller dash identity, and then you pass it your whatever keys you have or the profile you have. The Amazon API will call out, and it would actually leave a trace in CloudTrail saying this IP did this query by this user. And if it's an account that you don't expect that to happen too much from, maybe a dormant account, this might tip off the attacker group or the defending group. Whereas this group now, what they're doing is not avoiding those calls. They're just setting up phishing infrastructure and persistence. So that's really fascinating. If you've never seen the write-ups behind what attacker groups do when they go back there and they go in and they decide to change your configuration so that your SMTP server is fitting their attack infrastructure, I highly recommend you take a look at that because it is fascinating to watch. Remember, they're using your trust to send emails that are malicious, and that's just an interesting issue to have to try to work around. The other thing is that they're setting up user accounts for long-term persistence, and this is something that certain attack groups have done. In the Unit 42 blog, they link over to Datadog's blog article about JavaGhost, and in that JavaGhost article from Datadog, or if it was a generic article about changing of tactics, they mentioned different persistence items. They mentioned different ways that people actually not just persist, but that they call the APIs to avoid detection. And I think both those blogs in tandem are really interesting for the defenders to look at and for the attackers to look at. Because if you are going to model an attack group like JavaGhost, you're going to need to know exactly how they're doing their tradecraft. So something to always read. I always read these defender blogs. This one was pretty interesting. You also get to see like usernames that are created as IOCs and whatnot. And if you're a red teamer and you want to create a user, maybe don't use those particular usernames. That's all I got.